Hello, I'm Pastor Loren Covarrubias, and I want to share with you about my book, Why is the Devil in Your Garden? Now, I believe it's very important for us to have a full understanding about the devil and also understand his purpose in God's eternal purpose. One of the books I wrote was about God's eternal purpose, and it's obvious the devil has a part in God's divine purpose. He's introduced in the Bible in the book of Genesis chapter 3. We understand that in the beginning, God had a plan for mankind, and we also understand that initially He created mankind, placed him in the Garden of Eden. He gave him a choice. You can eat of the tree of life, enjoy all the fruit of the garden, but also of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. They were told, don't eat of that tree because in the day you eat thereof, you will surely die. Well, going into chapter 3, Eve is standing next to the tree, and the serpent, also called the devil, and in the book of the Revelation called the dragon, he was there in the garden. He was in the garden, he's in the book of Revelation. So we need to understand, well, what exactly is his place? Now, God had given mankind a choice. Now, this is very important to understand because a lot of people see God as a controlling God. If God wanted to control us, He could have made us robots from the beginning. But see, God has had a desire from the beginning to have mature sons and daughters in the earth, people that willingly choose to follow Him and learn how to be an overcomer in this life. And that's the why it's so important for us to understand why the devil is in the garden. Because there could be no real choice unless there was an advocate for the other side. And so here the enemy is there to give alternative choice to what God had so they could kind of think it through. Unfortunately, in the beginning, they didn't do the right thing. We know the story. They disobeyed God and were kicked out of the garden. But that's just the beginning of the story. Immediately in that same chapter, Genesis chapter 3, God speaks to the woman and says, your seed is going to be able to put Satan under your feet, basically. And it's important for us to understand that that's all a part of this story that we've been seeing over the years. First of all, Jesus Christ, of course, the Bible tells us that on the cross, He defeated the devil and disarmed principalities and powers. He is a defeated foe. And now, again, God says to us, we have a choice. Will you serve me? And also, will you be an overcomer? You see, because of the God of this world, the spirit of this age, is ever present. It's especially true in these days that we have so many things that we have to contemplate, think about, and decide, well, what are we going to do? And sometimes it can seem so overwhelming when we see the forces of evil that are in the world. But I want you to know that through Christ we can do all things. Jesus Christ overcame the world, and that's our example. He was called to be the firstborn among many brethren, and as He overcame the world, so can we. And we can learn then, why is the devil in our garden? Well, to give us some exercise perhaps, but also to give us something in which we can overcome.